My name is Asia Sampson, and today on Baptism Overland, we're talking tools. All right, before this video begins, I do just have a couple of announcements to make. I promise I won't take up a lot of your time, just bear with me for a second. But last week's video and this week's video are super simple. I'm not doing any kind of Jeep modifications or crazy unboxings or big projects like that, simply because next week, the Friday after Thanksgiving, I will be releasing my very first holiday gift guide video. It's basically why I have all these lights behind me right now, and let me tell you, this video is kicking my butt. I've basically compiled all the gear that I have loved using ever since I started overlanding, and I've also been contacting a lot of the companies that I've been working with, having them send over some stuff that I can present to you, and so there's just a lot going on, and so I'm hoping that you watch this video because it's really a guide for anyone who's shopping for the overlander or off-roader in their life. And if you are that overlander and off-roader, well then show this to whoever's buying your gifts. I'm here to help you out. That way, if they watch this video, they'll know exactly what to get you and you'll be happy and you won't need a gift receipt. I also wanted to mention that as of today, November 2021, this channel has grown to 3,880 subscribers. And I know, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot, especially when you got other people with 50,000, 100,000 subscribers. But the fact that it has grown this much in just the last 12 months, I'm in awe, and I wanted to say thank you to all of you who have supported this channel and have passed this along to everyone else. I am really hoping that before this year closes, I get to 4,000 subscribers. Once I get to 4,000, there is a specific project that I want to do on the Jeep as kind of a celebration. When I hit 2,000 subscribers, I did the rooftop tent. Let me get to 4,000 and I have another plan for that as well. Now, if you've gotten anything out of my videos, if I can just ask one thing from you, and I promise it won't take a lot to do, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, please do so. I am really trying hard to grow that page, but it's not growing as quickly as this channel has been. And on that page, I really try to put up some really good content, really cool photos. I'm not just throwing some random stuff up there. So if you can, go search for me on Instagram, Baptism Overland, and I will love you forever. And finally, outside of this holiday gift guide video that I'm releasing next week, I'm also very excited to share that I have some amazing content that's coming out after that. I have been in contact and collaborating with some really cool companies, and I cannot wait to share with you who they are and the products they offer, and believe me, you know them. So please stick around for that because it's about to be a really fun ride. And that's it. That's my announcement, so let's just get to the meat of this video. So laid out on the table in front of me is basically the entire toolkit that I carry with me in the Jeep, not just for overlanding and off-roading, but on a day-to-day basis. And it doesn't matter if you drive a tricked-out off-road rig or a daily commuter sedan, we all need tools because it's not about if something's going to happen, it's about when. And when those things happen, you need at least the basic tools to be able to fix the situation that you're in so that you can get yourself home or to the nearest mechanic. And that's basically what I have here. This is the system that I have built with all the knowledge I've gained from the time I started driving and all the times I found myself stuck on the side of the road way before I even started overlanding, along with some new tools as well that has helped in those overlanding and off-road situations. So let's just dive right into it. Okay, I think the easiest way for me to describe how it is I organize my tools is that I have it broken down into 3 categories. I have tool bags, kits, and randoms. So let's kick it off with tool bags. And for me, my tool bag of choice comes from the ones made by Adventure Tool Company, American made. The quality on these is amazing and the organization on it is ridiculous. They're not gonna be the cheapest. It's not gonna be like the kind you buy at your local hardware store or at your local auto store. However, they're also not going to be the most expensive like I've seen some tool bags out there. Here in front of me are 3 of their main tool bags. Here I have their sport roll, which is about $60. Then I have their bigger shop roll, which is about $100. And then I have their gear bag, the smaller version, which is about $80. So let's start off with their sport roll. As you can see, it's very small, very compact. I like to use this for the quick grab tools that I sometimes need. If you just need a screwdriver or you just need a small pair of pliers, I don't want to have to go digging through a humongous tool bag to do it. This is what I use for just the quick, easy fixes. And it rolls out into this nice orange interior. What I like about this is that if it's dark and it's at nighttime, you'll be able to see your tools really clearly. Opens up like this, and then I have all just the basic stuff in here. Starting off on this side, box cutter. I have used this many times to cut electrical tape, or I need to cut zip ties or whatever. You just need to have a blade on hand, and that's why I have that. A trim removal tool. Now in my garage, I have a whole kit of trim removal tools, but this is the one that I carry on the road with me because sometimes you might need to pop a panel or you need to get behind something, and this is a good way to do that. Your basic screwdrivers. You got your Phillips and your flathead, because sometimes that's all you need. Something simple. You don't need something where you have to change out the bits. You just need your basic Phillips and your flathead. Now, really quick tip for the tools that I have in my vehicle, I like to go with cheap or used. Why? Because these things get lost. You might lose them on the trail. You might lose them on the side of the road when you're making a repair, or someone might be broken down and you need to loan them a tool and they need that tool to get home and you're never going to get it back. You don't want to be giving away or losing your brand new tools. So if you're buying brand new tools, don't be putting that in your kit that goes in the vehicle. Leave that for the garage where you get to use it and not lose it. And then in your toolkit for the vehicle, just use some of the old spare stuff that you have. Now, next to the screwdrivers, I have this humongous gear drive. Now, if you watch my video from last week, then you'll know that I have a smaller version of this in my quick grab toolkit that lives in my glove compartment. Well, this is their larger one. And this is great for this particular kit because sometimes I just need to be able to wrench something and I don't want to have to dig trying to find the right size. This is adjustable. Now, I do have more specifically sized wrenches in my bigger tool bag, but I don't want to have to dig through all of that sometimes when I just need to turn something really, really quickly. On one side, you have 1932s to 1 1/16, and then on this side, you have your 3/16 to 1932. Next to that, I have an adjustable wrench. Everyone has one of these. It's one of those things that you just have to have. And then another quick grab toolkit that I need a lot, your mirror. You lose things fall down in the engine bay, or you need to be able to look behind something. That's what this is for. You'll be able to check for leaks and do all of that good stuff. Now, in the event that you do lose a bolt down in the engine bay or something, and you were able to find it with that mirror, magnet. Always have one of these. We're always dropping stuff, man. All of our hands are very, very clumsy. I know I'm a very clumsy guy. Things will fall. You need to be able to grab it. Grab yourself one of these. This has been the most used tool, I think, for me that I've ever had in all of the tools that I've ever used. And then next to that are a set of mini pliers made by Tekton. I really like Tekton stuff. A lot of my stuff that are in the garage are from Tekton because I think they just have really nice quality tools and they're not super expensive. All this as a kit you can buy and it's not really that expensive at all. And at the end of the tool roll, there's this little pocket, and that's where I keep all my tire stuff. Pressure reader tells me what pressure my tires are at. And then also a tread reader to see if my tire tread is getting too low. Again, if these were in my bigger kits, I'll be having a hell of a hard time trying to get to it or having to pull out a humongous kit just to get these out. And that's why I like this, because everything I need for a quick grab is all in this kit. And look how nice it folds. It folds so nicely and buckles real tightly, and then you can cinch it up, and that is that. All right, that was the small sport roll. Now let's bring in the big boy. This is their gear roll, and from here it looks small and compact, which is why I like it. But when you see me open this thing, it is massive. One of the most roomiest, best tool rolls I have ever used, and I have used a ton. I mean, look at how this thing unfolds. I don't even know if I can fit it in one shot. There is so much room in here that I haven't even been able to use it all up yet. So let's just start over on this side. Over here I have the handle for my bottle jack. It's basically you just put it together and then this will be able to let you crank your bottle jack up and down. Now next to that I have my box wrenches. When you're putting box wrenches in your kit, try to figure out which wrench sizes your vehicle specifically needs, because every vehicle is different, and then only bring those wrenches. You don't need to bring a gamut of wrenches of all different sizes and then you don't even use them. You're not doing a full-blown engine swap on the side of the road, so you don't need to bring all this crazy stuff. Just bring the ones that is the most important to your vehicle. For the Jeep, I know I use a lot of the metrics, so I brought mostly metric wrenches. Here I have a 19, a 17, 15, 14, 13, and then anything from 12 to 6 I have here. Here's another good tip. I took one of those key rings that are rectangular and I put all my box wrenches on that, because then that just kind of keeps everything together without it all flopping apart. This helps you kind of just keep things a little bit more organized. Pliers. These are like rusted, they're old, they're not even matching because again, if I lose this stuff, not gonna bother me. Now next to the pliers are my sockets, and the same principle applies to sockets as it does to the box wrenches. Just bring the sizes specific to your vehicle. Now for me, these sockets came in one of those vehicle toolkits that you sometimes get. I just took it out of that box and put it in one of these rail systems because it just makes it a lot easier to transport. Having it in one of these rails, then I can just place it right back inside one of these pockets. These sockets range from 9 all the way up to 17, and they're on a 3/8 inch drive. I think the 3/8 inch is like the perfect medium. 1/2 inch, way too big, and 1/4 inch, definitely too small. So 3/8 is the good medium as far as drives are concerned because it just makes it a little easier to get to the big stuff, but also it's not so big and clunky when you're trying to get just the little tinier bolts. Next to that is a 3/8 inch drive. This also came in that same kit, and I took it out of that box and put it here. 3/8 inch ratcheting drive, and then along with that are the extensions that I have for it in the event that I need to get to areas that are further away that I can't reach. Then I have 3/8 inch extensions for that, a long one and a short one. I also got this little vise. This allows you to just kind of grab stuff with it and you'll be able to have some leverage. And then next to that, you got vice grips. Vice grips, super important. Sometimes you need to clamp things down and you need to be able to tighten it and keep it in place. That's what these are for. So make sure you always have a pair of vice grips with you. Torx bits. For some of you, you may not need these, but if you drive a Jeep, Jeeps use Torx bits a lot. Did you know they actually make kits on Amazon that are specific to just the Jeep sizes? That's right. Instead of you having to buy a whole bunch of Torx bits and then figuring out which ones you use the most, they actually sell Jeep specific kits. So just look up Torx bits for Jeeps and you'll be able to find the whole kit. Again, came in a box, took it out, put it on a rail system, makes it easier. And this is also on a 3/8 inch drive. However, here you have an adapter that goes from 3/8 to a 1/4 inch. So in the event that you need to use the smaller ones, then you can use this. But this works on pretty much everything that's on your Jeep. Everything from removing your hardtop to removing your doors. All the little stuff that Jeep uses Torx bits for, all the sizes are in here. So grab yourself one of these if you are a Jeep driver. Now with this tool roll on both sides, you have pockets. And in this pocket, I've got a Cobalt screwdriver set. Not expensive at all, but it does carry pretty much all the bits that you're going to need. I've barely needed to use this because for the most part, my regular Phillip head and flathead screwdriver will knock it out of the park. However, if you need little things like sizes that you just can't get to with your regular screwdrivers, then at least you know you have some bits here that will help you with that. And then next up is the bane of my existence, Allen keys. I really hate Allen keys. They're always falling out of my hands. They're just so awkward and yeah, I can't stand it. But you're gonna need it. So I just bought a metric set from Craftsman. This one does have a handle, which makes it easier. You just pop this out, handle comes out, open this, and then you just drop your Allen key in there, close it up, and you'll be able to basically torque with it. And then you have all the sizes here from 1.5 all the way up to 10. Now what's cool about this tool roll is that on the flap itself, there is also a pocket. If you still carry maps around or you need maps and you don't want to rely on your phone signal all the time, then get yourself some maps and put it in here. There's also a little tiny pocket, and that's where I keep my reader. So be able to read codes with this. And that is the gear roll. Now outside of tool rolls, I also have their gear bag. These come in 2 sizes. I bought the smaller one, and this basically has tools that won't fit in a tool roll, but you still need to bring regardless. Starting with the outside pocket, this is where I keep all my tapes. Duct tape. Self-explanatory, don't even need to explain why you should have duct tape, but you should. Electrical tape. Also self-explanatory, have electrical tape. Seal tapes. You have your regular one and then you have your yellow thread. The difference between these two is that this is your regular seal tape for water. So anytime you need to seal up a connection and you don't want water to leak through, that's what you use this for. And then for all the other ones that are fluids and oils, that's what the yellow one is for. And then I also have some super glue, the 3M Super Strength adhesive. I do need to stock up a lot of stuff in here. I'm realizing that I'm missing a ton. And I always have to do that when it comes to like tapes and liquids and adhesives. because they'll leak out or they get old or they get hard, and so I have to go through this again and put more stuff in here. All right, moving on to the pocket on the other side. Here I have kits built out. Here I have the Magpul DACA suppressor pouch. This is a pouch made by Magpul that's meant for rifle suppressors, but I use it to hold security keys. You know how in our vehicles we have bolts that are like security bolts so that people can't steal it, and then someone asks you where that key is and you can never find it? That's why I decided to put it all in one little pouch. So when the tire guy says to me, hey, where's the key for your rims? First of all, don't call them rims, call them wheels, and they're right here. So this is gonna be able to remove one of the bolts on my wheels. And then I also have a key for my doors because I don't want someone to be able to just steal my Jeep doors. Like, people can remove those so easily. So at the bottom, I have a security bolt on there, and this will just allow you to get in there and take the bolt off so that I can remove the doors. And then I also have one of these, which is for smaller bolts that's holding my Baja lights. Now, if someone wants to steal my Baja lights, they can. I mean, it's not that hard, but this just gives them an extra step, because if they don't have this key, then they're gonna have a hard time removing that light. This is a pouch also made by ATC, and this is where I keep all my electrical stuff. Not gonna go too much into it, but in here, I've got some extra wires. I've got my reader, my wire strippers and cutters. I don't like these kind. I have newer ones. Always carry some zip ties, extra fuses, extra connectors, larger fuses, and then I also have some heat shrink. I probably won't be doing some heat shrinking on the field, but you never know, you might need to. Now in the main compartment, this is where I put all the bigger stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else, and I'll walk you through what's in here. Self-siphoning tube. I have a Titan fuel tank, which is basically an extra fuel tank that sits right behind my spare tire when we go off-roading or overlanding and I need extra fuel. That's why that's there. But for me to get fuel out of that tank and into my main tank, I'm gonna need a tube. And what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna get a regular tube, suck the fuel out, and then try to maneuver it into my main tank. Like, that's just dangerous. I don't even know why people were doing that to begin with. This makes it so much easier to transfer fuel, because all you got to do is take this and put it into your other tank, and then the vacuum that it causes will start to make the fuel come out of that tank. And as long as your main tank sits lower, then the gravity will just pull it all the way down and then fill up your main tank with it. If you don't have a self-siphoning tube and you're carrying extra fuel, make sure you get one. Also, a funnel. How many times have you changed fluids, like outside of a discount auto or some auto store? You need to fill up stuff and you don't have a funnel. I think I need to get different sizes to put in here as well that are smaller, because this is just too wide-mouthed, and I need to get ones that are a little bit more precise. All right, and finally, the Lexivon wheel socket kit. This basically has every size for every lug nut that's out there. I know if I need to remove a wheel on the Jeep, I know what size I need. But let's say my wife gets stuck somewhere and needs to have a wheel removed, I can go help her out and I'll have the size for her. Or if I see someone stuck on the side of the road that needs help, then I have the size for that as well. On each of these, you have the two sizes. You have 21 on here and 7/8 on the other side. You have 3/4 over here and 13/16 on the other side, and then you have 19 and 17 on the other side. And basically the way this works is you take one of those socket bars, put it on here, and then on the other side you just stick it into the side you're not using, and then you'll be able to jimmy out the lug nut. All right, moving on to kits. First one is the ARB tire repair kit. What I really love about this kit is that it's just so comprehensive. Everything you need to fix a tire is right here. ARB is not going to be the cheapest out there. There's going to be kits that are much cheaper than these, but just look at the handles, like how nice and robust these handles are. You also get all your seals right here. You also get the lubricant that you need to be able to put these through and cut a hole nicely. You also get stuff for your valve stem. So like if you need to fix a valve stem, you have the tools for that here. And they also give you the caps, because a lot of times we're losing caps all the time. And you also get some tools. You get your needle nose pliers, which I already have in my other toolkit, along with a tire pressure reader, which I also have in my other toolkit. But if I'm trying to fix a tire, I don't want to have to dig through my other kits to get stuff. I like to know that everything that I need to do that is right here and complete. Now the next kit is one that I'm proud of, because it's one that I made myself, and it's my emergency road kit. So I'll just open it and show you what's inside, but I am super proud of this kit. First up, Tack Life. you need one of these or some sort of jump pack. Gone are the days when you're asking somebody to jump you. Joke. Or bringing those humongous battery jump starters that has also a radio and all that stuff for emergency. You don't need all that. Man, this thing has saved me so many times. And basically you just take this and you plug in one of these, and this just plugs into your positive of your battery, and then the other one plugs into the negative, and you plug the other end into the jump pack itself, and then guess what? Turn the key, and then you're off. It starts to jump your vehicle for you without you needing help from anyone else. And what's good about this for overlanding as well is that in the event that you might have left something on in the vehicle, like your fridge might have killed your battery, or your lights may have killed your battery, and you wake up the next day in the middle of nowhere and your vehicle won't start, then this will get you out of that situation. Hazard lights. As you can see, there's different light patterns, and so you change the pattern by just pressing the buttons and it'll give you different patterns. See that? Pretty cool. And you press it again, you get that, and then you press it again, you get that, then you even have lights. And on the back, you got some magnets so you can stick this to a vehicle. So if, let's say, you're stuck on the side of the road, then you can just go ahead and turn these on and then use the magnet to basically put it on the side of your vehicle somewhere, and that'll signal people that there's someone on the side of the road, or it'll signal the tow truck that you are in need of towing. And then finally, a tarp / emergency blanket. You don't want to get dirty, so throw this on the ground and you'll be able to lay on it or sit on it and be able to change your tire or get underneath your vehicle and not get yourself all dirtied up. But it also serves a second purpose, because inside you have this foil material. So in the event that, let's say there was an accident or something and it's cold and someone is freezing, then this will allow you to keep them warm. And then finally, I have my randoms. These are just tools that basically don't have a place to live in any of my tool bags or tool rolls. In the back of my Jeep, when I built out that drawer system, there's an area there that's a box that I put all the tool bags in. But this is where I keep all this stuff. And I also have some quick fist back there so that I can store some of these items as well. So number one, bottle jack. Need a bottle jack. If you have a lifted vehicle, this is better than trying to get one of those high lift jacks. Those high lift jacks can get really dangerous. This is a lot safer, and in fact, I need to get a bigger one. Now that I have a bigger lift and bigger tires, I'm gonna need to get one that's even taller. So that just reminded me to make sure to get one of those. Also got a ball peen hammer. This one is by Tecton. You need the great motivator. Then I got an extension torque bar. This just allows you 3/8 inch to basically get as much leverage as you possibly can, and this is what I use to remove my lug nuts. So rather than carrying that big cross of a lug nut removal tool, this is a lot easier. Really compact. This also goes in the quick fist and then gives you the kind of leverage that you need. I also got my torque wrench. This is just a beast of a torque wrench. I mean, anything that you need to torque up is right here. You use this to get it going, and then once you need to fine tune the spec of that torque, then that's when you bring out this thing. And then finally, rounding out all my tools are these little guys. If you look, I mean, God, they're super bright. Like, I almost just blinded myself. That's the high mode. Then you got a lower mode. Then you got strobes. If you're working on something in the dark, this will illuminate that area for you perfectly. On the other side of this is a magnet and also a hook. So you can hang this anywhere you want, or if, let's say, you're working on the engine, then you can just stick this to the underside of the hood and it'll stick there. If you're working underneath the vehicle, then just put these on the ground and you'll be able to light up the whole undercarriage as well. Grab some of these because you'll definitely need it. This is by Fox, and again, I think $20 a pair. All right, that is it. That is the entire toolkit that lives in my vehicles. I try to keep it really, really simple, because the point is not being able to do an engine swap in the middle of nowhere. It's just being able to fix what you need to get fixed so that you can either get yourself home, or get yourself to a mechanic, or get yourself back to civilization if you're out there overlanding and off-roading. I know there are a lot of things in this kit that I am still missing. Doing this audit now and looking through my stuff, I'm realizing the stuff that I need to replace, stuff that aren't good anymore, or just things that I know I need to put in this kit. And I know that a lot of you out there carry a lot of stuff. I know you carry a bunch of tools, way more than I probably have here. I know my way around the Jeep and I know how to fix certain things. I do all my own maintenance, but there are certain situations that might arise that I can admit I won't know how to fix. And I need to be able to at least do what I can to get the vehicle going and so that I can get it to someone who can fix it way better than I could. But it doesn't mean that I can't learn. So if you watched this video and you saw certain things that you know I should have in this kit, drop it in the comments below because I'd like to know your reasoning on why I should carry it in my kit. And if I do, I will let you know if I start putting it in there. Until then, if you did find this video helpful, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. Also consider following us on Patreon and supporting us there so we can continue to make content like this. And as always, as I've asked you before, please, please, please follow me on Instagram at Baptism Overland. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time. And this sweater is freaking itchy. Why am I wearing this?